Monday. Boy, oh boy, time is flying by. Good morning. We welcome you all. This is 5D Full Disclosure. I'm Buddha.
I'm Jerry.
And we love you. Surprise. We couldn't resist. We couldn't resist so much energy. We're like, man, we got to keep pushing this stuff.
Mom's like, get on the camera.
There's absolutely no avoiding this right now. So we are here in full vulnerability to share the good news of love winning. So please take a moment, share this far and wide. Take some deep breaths with breathe deep breaths with us, please. Woo! We've been going like this all morning, just like getting this, doing that. I'm like, oh, game time. Here we are. So we love you all, and we are grateful for these moments.
Beautiful. Well, there's 0 on YouTube, so let me just share.
It's on Lauren's page. Oh,
Yeah.
page.
No, it's on.
It's
up.
okay.
It's up.
Okay, well, we'll wait a few
Good
moments.
morning, y'all.
Happy Root Chakra Day. Mom says sing more, so I surrender.
It helps.
And on that team.
It helps so much to sing.
So how's everyone feeling? Did everyone, do fireworks? Is that legal here? Like,
Depends on
your
the state.
own?
Mm-hmm.
It depends on the state.
Okay, so that's cool. I mean, we heard a few, but not much. It was a fairly quiet day. We did have apparently a traditional dinner, kind of burgers. It was super yummy. Thank you, V.
Thank you, Virginia.
And she had canned corn. Mom loves corn, so.
Yeah, funny for California where I'm from, we sell fireworks, but you're not allowed to shoot them off. So it's just so funny. Every year I used to just laugh about how, like, no fireworks, and literally there's a fireworks stand right next to the sign because you're allowed to sell them. You're just not allowed to blow them up. So you have to go to like a special
actually.
area. Yeah, it's pretty ridiculous.
Yeah, awesome. You know what? I'm going to go live on Telegram.
Do it.
Do it. Bear with us. I wanna multi-dimensional this shit. If I can do it.
I'm gonna pull up the
Start
comments
voice
here.
chat.
But yeah, for those of you who are curious, the Daily Disclosure Show, that's your show. The Daily Disclosure Show is continuing. It is still moving, and we're so grateful for these platforms evolving, for new technology coming on board, and for all our new subscribers for our Daily Disclosure Show, because this is how we're going to stick it to the man, how we're going to be able to sidestep and unify and stop getting so censored with YouTube and Facebook. Every single time we put anything out there, especially the girls, they're getting, completely censored. So now we have an uncensored platform and completely new feeling, new fun dynamics, and we appreciate all of you for subscribing and being a part of that growth with us. So please do share that stuff as we all continue to evolve and grow into these new projects. So it's very exciting.
Very
exciting.
Okay, so we're live on Telegram.
What's
Thank you,
up, Telegram?
everybody, for joining us this morning. It was a little bit spontaneous, but we will make sure that we send out a notification before we go live. It'll be 6 a.m. Mountain Time, 8 a.m. Eastern Time every morning. We plan to multidimensionally do our live stream on YouTube, Facebook, and just start recording ourselves on the Telegram, because I know that a lot of beings on Telegram boycott Facebook and YouTube, and it is fair, because we're also getting censored heavily so that we don't get as much reach ever. Mom never got any reach whatsoever. They shut her accounts down, and we continue to evolve. So that's why we appreciate your understanding, and that there's a lot of moving parts, and it's been a lot of shifts in the last week alone. And I feel that this has a lot to do with the gene key activation that we are experiencing on an individual level as well as a collective. So for those who are just tuning in, welcome. We are the First Contact Ground Crew team. We run the 5D Full Disclosure 17 Telegram channel, as well as the Higher Consciousness Education channel and the Divine Feminine Awakening. And we are here to deliver a message of love, unconditional love, and 5D unity consciousness. So gene keys are the blueprint of our DNA. And for those of you who have pondered on what exactly is your purpose here and why is it that you keep repeating the same lessons, the gene keys have given us insights on, like, focused on actually these are your strongest pillars. There's 4 of them, and that they are most predominant in your day-to-day. So I ran the last workshop, and there's 64 gene keys and 22 what they call rings, and each ring has 1 to several gene keys. And when you start to focus on just the key elements of the gene keys without going too much into the rabbit hole of information and knowledge, you're going to glean a lot. So I just wanted to give context in that one of my gene keys, and Mom has all of them, like we're connected to Mom in such deep DNA, not entanglement, but like interconnectedness, that she had all of these gene keys. Even though she was born on a particular day and some of them presented more than others, she is all of them. And that's the thing with energy, is we are all of it. But specifically for those who don't have structure or a system or a guidance with their spiritual growth, the gene keys are a great place to start. Like, so is astrology, so is 5 elements in Chinese. So the gene key that I wanted to speak about is the 43rd gene key. And that 43rd gene key has 3 aspects. And in the process of our soul growth, there are 3 general levels of mastery. And that determines like where you're at. Are you operating on the lower fear-based frequency, or are you operating or behaving in a higher, thinking, doing, and speaking? So the shadow of that gene key is this deafness. And the deafness is a deafness to your inner voice, as well as the deafness of the white noise that is around from the collective thoughts of unconsciousness. And then you move up. Once you've like come out of that loop of ignoring your inner voice, you start to gain insight, and that is the gift. The gift is insight, and then you start to listen to your voice. From that, what manifests is this rebel, this creative rebel, where you start to go against the grain, you question the system, and then it snowballs into this, what they call, it's a transformation basically, but it's the top tier. It's your, like, Siddhi. The Siddhi is where you are at that level of unconditional love, where you start to manifest what that gift is. And that is epiphany. So the epiphany in a being who has the 43rd gene key realizes that they are already the master. They are God with God. And these really tie beautifully with Mom's teachings of you're perfect who you are. It's just you need to get out of your way. And we all know this on an intellectual level. That's why you made it to the stream, you made it to the channel. But how do you go about that in the most simplest of forms? So it's been a fascinating week in terms of observing, just by doing workshops, how that unlocks, how that unlocks organically, naturally. And that's where we're at, is like, I'm surrendering to that process, because I'm a busybody. It's really annoying to people and to myself, because I don't know what else to do, right? So it's a program, this busyness, and it's like, slow down, breathe. And for a moment, I choked a lot. I choked, and Dylan's like, you better look at that. I'm like, yeah, and it's because I'm on to the next thing. I've not allowed the pause. And so Mom was presenting this very direct experience of, the angels will choke you because you're fucking not listening to yourself. So yesterday it was a complete surrender. I was in a very exhausted place. Most of you will relate to that. So I had to just be in it, as in not spinning with it, but be in that space of, shall I do that? No. That I ask angels, what shall I do? And it's like, nope, 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 nope. Okay, I'm just gonna lie down here in front of the fire. It's like, yep, and I'm gonna read this menu book like without pictures, really boring. Recipe ideas, like, nope, okay, I'm just gonna lie down here. Thank you, Mom.
Yeah, the Gene Key program has really unlocked major healing, and I've barely tapped into it, and everything I've read, it's like it literally is healing all the cracks. It gives you a magnifying glass into what was always been going on within you, but now putting context to it and being like having some defining characteristics and understandings of who you are. You're like, whoa, that's why I do what I do, or why that happens when I do this. And it just like immediately fills those gaps so you can continue that like next level of evolution. And it is super exciting because you get to learn the in-depth of someone else also, because it shares that unique expression of who they are. And everyone's different, everyone's beautiful, but there are templates that we're all living through, and that Gene Key definitely unlocks that stuff. And highly encourage, if you haven't done it, look it up. It's all free online to just start your profile there, and then we can go more in depth with you. You can sign up with our sessions, and it's really a huge launch pad for that next quantum leap, that next evolutionary step. And it's awesome. I mean, we're staying busy. My left ear just started ringing right now. All right, downloads coming in. What we got, angels?
Yeah. It's a bit like that. It's like when I stop, it's like, I'm like, holy shit, where'd that come from?
Here's to you. First contact round routine.
Thank you. Welcome, David, Mijo. That's the same David. Anon from Japan, welcome, love. Thank you for joining us. Anon doesn't speak English, and he's even signed up for the workshop for the Gene Keys. So we honor him. Oh my God, Japan online.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna check on Facebook. Are you on Facebook?
I'm
No,
on
it's
YouTube.
okay. We just welcome everyone. Marcel, Booby, Ruth. Love you, Ruth. Haven't seen you for a moment, love. Ruth says, Matthew, LOL, I'm completely content with myself just the way I am. I'm so sorry that your self-esteem is so poor that you feel the need to put others down in order to feel better about yourself. Okay, I can't see comments past that, so we'll just leave it at that.
If you're new, please comment. Let us know where you're from. We'd love to hear from you. As you can see, we're constantly getting throttled on all platforms, but we still push and we still continue this because we know you're out there. We know that there's new people coming on. They may not be telling us. They may be restricting your comments, but you know what? We are here for you. We are connecting humanity again to the truth of one love. Love everywhere present. Love in action in every moment. These are the simple rules as we anchor in heaven on earth. All we got to do is let go and surrender the ego, transform it to the galactic central sun, and move on and, enjoy the process. It can feel like heaven or it can feel like hell. It's up to you, how you choose to perceive what's going on and how your experiences are evolving you or de-evolving you. So if you continue to see these patterns, what are you doing differently? What can you change to level up? And that's why we have our beautiful sessions. So please contact us, book a session, and this will probably be the next step into the full embodiment of your higher self, connecting with all your brothers and sisters.
Beautiful. I wanted to read. So Faith has been going through Mom's emails, and she's been sharing Mom's journal entries. I don't have the date to this one, but I just wanted to share with everyone so you can feel Mom. It's a really beautiful, vulnerable post. I mean, she just wrote it, I feel, to someone maybe, but it could be just from her notebook. I know it is simple to have everything feel one, Have everything, experience everything. Right now my feelings range from separateness, alone, guilt over my choices, shame over others judging my choices, missing my children, which has its own guilt attached. I feel like I am falling apart. The blackness is so dark. However, I do see a light. It's small, but it is there. It's where I hold my truth, the truth in knowing that I do know who I am. Perfect, magnificent, and divine. Brilliant. This light knows I am God, the all in all, the co-creator of abundance, peace, joy, harmony. This is me, is all love. The other I recognize as my ego. Only ego can blame. Only ego can have guilt and shame. Ego carries doubt and unworthiness. Love is God and giving, unconditionally. Love is the truth, the light. Dark is the ego, the fear. Knowing and recognizing both, I begin making my way back to light, truth, which is authentic. Although ego is powerful, there is nothing as powerful as real love. As we evolve and become more gods, we may then turn and see this reflection in each other. Out of seeing this reflection in each other, we then can remind each other who we truly are and start being more and more of that. I'm taking all the false thoughts I have ever had about myself and releasing them into the light to be cleansed, and what's left is just who I truly am. I'm shedding my skin and living free, courageously, vulnerable, and honestly, even when facing the ego, because true power of love and light is so much more powerful. The ego quickly cannot even attempt to survive in such circumstances. Light in the new energy is filled with others in which know the same way, collectively living as light beings. The dark and fears of others must surrender. Continuing to hold on to old beliefs, desperation and panic will set in. I love myself. Leah. Wow.
Love in action.
Yeah. And that's very beautiful. I feel that that was written after Mom got to mission where she had to leave behind her 3 Earth children. And Mom never was in the ego program, so she just transforms all of the energies from her children, 8 billion on the planet. And so those were the thoughts, or that the energies that were coming through her, and she was finding words around that. And you can see the humanness of that. Like, why are you beating yourself up because you're not there yet? Why are you beating yourself up because you're imperfect? That's the perfectionist program. You're on a fast track to your grave, because the mind is so powerful, like Mom said, that really it's not about the mind. It's about the heart, to keep rehearting yourself. You have to sever those neural pathways that have been formed that is connected to the AI program. That's the left brain. We commit to facilitating the space for activities that activate the right brain. And the simple commands, like I command my right brain to take over my left brain. It's as simple as intending. Your intentions matter. So first thing in the morning, what are you intending for the day? Are you grateful? Are you in service to love? Or are you worrying about the next thing that is out of the present moment? And so, yeah, we deal with the ego every day, every moment. I have a similar journey to Mom with the family dynamic and all the judgment that come at me. And as soon as I receive a message or an email that has this question of interrogation, I have to shields up, and I have to know that there is a bigger picture that they don't see. And that takes a lot of compassion, because I do go through this blame, this anger, this frustration on the system that is completely wrong in terms of sovereign rights. But we are operating and coming out of that, and that's why I still have to deal with it. And I can deal with it with love in my heart and trusting Mom, because she's got it all. We are heading into new earth. This vision is so grand, it's so majestic. But those beings who are asleep could never touch any of that of what we feel here on mission.
Yeah, you're reawakening to the fact that you are ultimately a master alchemist, and your responsibility is to dissolve the ego program mind. You know, your vessel, your divine vessel has been hijacked into separation. And that's why she had to return. That's why it was prophesied that Jesus would return for these moments of planetary ascension. But in order to move forward, you have to take responsibility of where this program has led us to. And that's complete separation, complete fear programming. And now you, as the master alchemist, you flip it, right? You transform it. You command your atoms into right action. You know, you do everything in prayer, in meditation. You pray over your food. You know, you have an attitude of gratitude no matter what. And as you go about your day, it begins to be a little easier. You become a little more blissful. And the reason that is because mom took on all the hardness, all the pain and suffering, so that it could make it a lot easier for us, so that our transition could be more harmonious. And so very exciting times to be alive, to reawaken to your true power, to the God self within, to Christ consciousness, which is coming right through your heart, you know, and now you have to alchemize it. You know, all this energy is coming forward. How are you going to express your greatest, grandest version in it? It's going to look different for everyone. But you have now this newfound energy, newfound excitement for bringing this energy on and actually transforming and doing something with it. So we are honored, we're grateful for all participation, for all newcomers. And this is how we push forward. You know, go to our website, check out our merchandise. All these little things like literally help and propel the mission. And if you want to get involved, it's as simple as buying a shirt, getting another pyramid, right? You know, we're all partaking in this through unity. And we're grateful, we're honored, and we look forward to connecting with every single one of you as this moves forward.
Yes. And I mean, there's also a lot of projects that are still active, but not as many participants. You know, there's one group who are super pumped to get involved. Like, yeah, let's do it. And then you add them to the group chat, and then, you know, you ask for a commitment to a project, and then they commit, but then there's no follow through, there's no action, there's no impeccability. And this is where we struggled with that. I know Mom struggled with that. All of her moments at mission is that people can talk a good talk, but it's the doing and it's the follow through that matters. It is your actions that speak louder, and everyone can have a good look in the mirror and just ask themselves, are you committing to love, or are you just participating on your armchair, just kind of like, yeah, I feel good, yeah, that's really inspiring, rock on, let's comment, yeah, and then like nothing. So the Crystal School is evolving. You know, we have this vision. Mom has always had the children. This is the next journal entry that Faith had shared, was Mom writing the lyrics of Children Are Our Future, Whitney Houston. She loved Whitney Houston. Whitney Houston is in the field. And it is all about the children. Because the children, we are all Mom's children. And that's where the Crystal School is a very, very big part of New Earth. And right now, all the curriculum is online. And we obviously are building up this mission so that we have enough resources to fulfill Mom's dream and physicality. And that's where your donations help. That's where the products help. It's like it's not for us. It's never been about us. This is about continuing Mom's legacy. And it's going to take more than just 9 beings to create the physicality of the crystal schools. It's going to take land, acres of land, like just teamwork, co-creation. What does it look like? I don't know what it looks like, but I can glean some blues clues through like the concepts that Mom has taught us: Lemuria, inner earth, sacred geometry, sound, nature, animals. They're all talking to us. Can you hear me? She's asking. Because for a moment I couldn't hear her, but I found her. Yeah. And that is your golden ticket. You found her.
Yeah, the Godhead is what we have access to. And no one single person has access to it. You have to be vulnerable within your family and share and express. And then we all bring that little piece. And then together we sew this story together. And we through our hearts can decipher what Mom is truly telling us. Because not one person is getting all the info. It's all of us. And, not one person can access all the info. We're all just getting little drips here and there, so we can all alchemize it together, tap in together, and unify, right? And it makes sense that Mom would do it that way. It seems very natural, very organic to know that there is no one in charge. The only one in charge is Mother God, Prime Source Creator, Great Spirit. But other than that, we are all tapping in to this information. We're all contributing in some form or fashion. And as I mentioned yesterday, it was just so beautiful to be in a 5D family environment where you can be vulnerable, you can yell at each other if you have to, but we're not taking it so personal that we're not transforming, we're not moving beyond that, and we've come a long way. Mom has done an awesome job, and I am so grateful because I wouldn't want to be anywhere else on the planet than right here representing Christ consciousness, God, love in every moment. And the only way I was able to do that is by taking that leap of faith, jumping into the unknown, welcoming everyone and anything, and being able to transform all that dysfunction, that trauma that's been coming up, that still comes up. It's like once were able to transform it, it almost comes back to you just to continue to buffer it and continue to, push that energy and flip it. So it's fascinating because if we don't attach to it, you can almost just witness it as it goes through your body rather than going into some like slumber or just like lower vibration. You can just flip it, transform it. What's next? Let's go, and we all have that capacity. We are all, beautiful divine love angels who forgot who we were. And so whether you know it or not, this is World War III. This is a spiritual war. It doesn't look like what you thought it looked like, but guess what? You're in the midst of it. You're at the battlefront, and it's time to strap up. It's time to, get your boots on and get to work, right? It's not like heaven on earth is just going to happen. You have to be able to set the intention, push the energy. And like we mentioned, it looks different for everybody. So the longer you're sitting there and contemplating and fence-sitting, you are literally delaying the ascension process. So it's when you flip that, you're able to tap into your childlike wonder and have fun in the process. Have fun in the mundane tasks that the ego rather not have you do. Because, oh no, I don't like doing that. That doesn't bring me joy, so I'm not going to do that. But the master alchemist who's in childlike wonder is like, bring it on. I got my magic wand. What's next? Ding, ding, boom, boom, boom. Put the music on. Let's go.
Yeah. And yesterday was really trippy. It felt like we jumped timelines. So one of the themes that has been coming up a lot, well, specifically yesterday, was the concept of time, this illusionary time. Mm-hmm. And it was fascinating because Mary was sharing with me how the Back to the Future technology of, the movies was very much part of the technology. And they have since censored the movies. But there's this guy who is a whistleblower, and he's about to produce a book just debunking or actually saying it is true this time traveling phenomena. And we know it's true. Anyone who has made it to this stream knows these things to be true. And interestingly, Rora dreamt about time traveling. And then like I had like been in this space of nothingness, so I went into the games cupboard. And I am a jigsaw puzzle kind of fiend. We used to do it back in the day, and we would do really intricate puzzles. And so when I look at the puzzles in the picture, I know already the process. So if it's a fucking nature picture with everything brown, I know that I'm going to have to engage my brain. And I didn't want that. I just wanted to have fun and be in the present moment of doing something different, of actually enjoying myself. I enjoy myself, and I'm very passionate about a lot of things that I do here, but it was like something else other than painting rainbow balls or coiling or like, I don't know, obsessing over like, I don't know, shit.
Yeah.
So anyway, I got this puzzle out, and it was the time puzzle. I want to show it. It's really
maybe
tricky.
yeah.
I
Why
will.
not? We can grab the
It's
cover.
in there. Straight ahead, left, and then you'll see it's a box, a black box. It says time on it.
It has a picture of mom on it.
Yeah, and it is so trippy because like Virginia got involved, and it's a puzzle within a puzzle, so it has this square piece that you have to put within just a normal jigsaw puzzle, and then at the back there's another puzzle, and it is so trippy.
It's a puzzle within a
close up?
puzzle. Yeah. Let me know if it gets it right there. No, or yeah, I got it.
It's behind. Yeah, so show like the scissors on that lady's hand. Yeah, this is like the scissors in that red lady's hand, red dressed lady. But all the books on that bookshelf have something to do with time warp, the end, the Big Bang, time machine, and it's very fascinating. So we started doing the puzzle, and naturally, not always, you're gonna go to the main features of the puzzle. And I started doing the tablecloth, and then the Time magazine and the New York Times were on the table. And then I started building towards the red dress. And I'm sitting there, and then, Virginia's helping on the bookshelf. And then Buddha came and started doing another part of the puzzle. And then we discovered that the end puzzle pieces were missing.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, I really wanted to do this puzzle. So anyway, we move along, Buddha starts packing, and then we find ourselves in the Lego section of the shelf.
I had resistance, I gotta admit. I was like, oh no, the Legos are coming out. And then come to find out, like, these are brand new Lego packages that hadn't even been opened yet. I'm like, what? And I'm like, I look over it, I'm like, it's like these really cool, like, Lego piece setups. And I'm like, okay, fine, I'm gonna do it. It's like a big, like, robot that you can build, or, and it was like, totally went into childlike wonder. Completely just surrendered, and like time left us.
Yeah.
Before you knew it, everybody's like going to sleep, and I'm like having fun building this like, mobile thing crawler, and it was fun. I had completely forgot how much fun it was to play with Legos. Holy shit! Who would even thought I'd be saying that this morning? But it's that simple. And I'm grateful for my surrender. I'm grateful for that experience because, I don't want to miss out. And I feel humanity, once they realize the more they continue to choose the ego program mind, they're literally missing out with the grandest ascension process in the universe, on the planet, in all of creation. Because all the ego wants to do is strip you away from that. Take away those experiences and convince you that your comfort zones is where you want to be. Continuing your same patterns because you're comfortable. That is not the way we're going to do it, ladies and gentlemen. We must transform it and take the leap of faith into the unknown, which means we don't know what it looks like, but it doesn't look like what you're currently doing. I'll tell you that. You cannot continue the same old patterns and expect a different outcome.
Oh shit. Princess.
Was she
Stop.
chewing?
I
Oh
don't
no.
know. What is that?
I don't know where she found that.
Holy shit. It's a wooden piece. Princess.
It's okay. She's having fun. Mom wouldn't take the tissues away from her.
But it's like, okay, I surrender.
She's not going to eat it.
Okay. It's big pieces of wood. She has choked.
I don't know where she found that.
She has
so.
choked before. She's like, ah!
She might constipate herself. We definitely don't want her to eat that, though.
Okay.
We need to get some dog bones.
Awesome. Yeah, so the space of the unknown, I mean, it's scary for the ego. You know, what does unconditional love look like? Like, no one knows apart from mom. And she gave us Blue's Clues. It's like, it's nothing like your 3D relationships. Get over that. Get over your fantasies. Get over the twin souls, twin flame, twin this, skirt. Yes, it exists, but it's not how you think it exists. So the quicker you let go of a partner outside of yourself in these transitionary moments, the more joyful you're going to be. Mm-hmm. Because you're going to be correcting so much dysfunction about validation, unworthiness, projection, guilt, power over. Like we have a list of ego traits to do with relationships, to do with your connection to another being you're attracted to. So every time a thought comes, and this is something that the team are dissolving right now. It's like, that's not real. That's not present moment of now. Mom's like at you.
We got a sound for that. Hold on. It played.
Okay, cool. And this is where we need to surrender. We don't know shit. That is the best place to be. This thing about losing your memory, like right now, you know, beings are like in this foggy land. It's like, I could be sharing something and I've totally forgotten what I was going to share. It's okay. You could be reading something, and like I read the Gene Keys a couple of times before the workshop. I had to have notes, but I'd forgotten my Gene Key already. That's like on the same day. Mm-hmm. And you know what? It's okay. You're not meant to remember knowledge. You're meant to be in the present moment of now. It's meant to be like all havocy and chaotic, and it's like tumbling in this washing machine. Is like, if you're like holding on, you're resisting, you're gonna hurt yourself. But if you're just like tumbling like in the tilt-a-whirl, mom's like, whee, yay, yeah, like that's her in a roller coaster. She fucking doesn't care when her skirt's flying up and her fannies, her vagina's like showing. She's God. Do you have a problem with that? Because she's having fun. She's like, whee, and that's you and me. This is meant to be fun, not some serious bullshit. Oh, no. And I will call myself out for being serious. And every single being on this mission who fucking takes themselves too seriously. You've got a problem. We all do. So relax, have some fun. Mom says, be in childlike wonder. That is the return to the innocence. Mm-hmm. That is the Blue's Clues that all the children on this planet are showing us right now. And if you're not pausing to feel that, you're doing it wrong. Skirt back to the present moment. Watch, observe, and be. That is honoring your contract. That is saying, yes, the ego program mind doesn't rule my world, doesn't rule my thoughts, my speech, my action. I'm going to be an empty vessel for unconditional love. And I don't fucking know what that looks like, so I surrender. And then you might find yourself approaching a stranger like Drakey did the other day and just held their hand. And that being had said she was at her wit's end. She was about to give up, you know, seriously give up on life. Because she was a conscious being in a pool of darkness. And Drakey knew what to do. Drakey's 2. And Faith made a friend that day. And so does this being. And it was beautiful.
Thank you for sharing. The Galactic Federation of Light message. Greetings. We are Galactic Federation of Light coming today to you with our love and light. This, our first time being channeled, we have been observing and assisting your world for a very long time. We receive constant briefing from military about the situation on Earth. We would like to express our gratitude to humanity for staying strong and resisting the dark entities' agenda. Their agents have been infiltrating everywhere, even manipulating the information through the channelers. It happened already on many occasions that the information humanity has been receiving is not accurate and injected with the negative codes. How you can to determine about the truthfulness. We, Galactic Federation of Light, and other beings would never give any dates or any intel about events, which didn't happen yet. For security reasons, we are not allowed to give any information about future events or operations, unless they already occurred in our reality. Otherwise, the darkness is going to interrupt and try to stop our involvement in the actions against them. We want to clarify that we have been fighting with the dark souls for millions of years. Someone in the cosmos needs to fight for the truth and keep a balance between the light and darkness. Billions of beings are participating in our federation for a simple reason: to be under our protection. One more important point we would like to make: that no council or federation would ever conduct any kind of experiments on other civilizations. Some societies have overgrown themselves and become self-destructive. That's exactly what happened on Mars, Venus, and in some other places. The Greys, Anunnaki, Orions, and other ones did experiments on humans and enslaved them by keeping them on their bases outside Earth. We, the Galactic Federation of Light, periodically change the Federation members to make sure that they follow divine codes and rules. We are not affected or controlled by negative entities. Unfortunately, many humans don't realize that the dark entities attack your etheric bodies and get attached to you. It's extremely important for you to stay in high vibrations in order for you to be able to remain clean without any attachments to your bodies. The latest news we can share with the humankind is that we had more encounters with the Dark One ships over the east coast of America, some parts of Europe, and around planet Pluto. For a while, they have been trying to create a big conflict globally. So we assure you that this is not going to be allowed, which could cause the destruction of the whole Milky Way galaxy. High vibrations and uploads are being sent to your planet on a regular basis. The latest upgrade was done by Mother, Father, Prime Creator. She accelerated the timelines again to speed up the ascension process. Your world is experiencing extreme heat waves that is not coincidental. The controllers are trying to distract you from focusing on self-growth and slow down the transformation process. You are capable to break the heat waves with your meditations. You have the power within your soul to stop the hot temperatures, worldwide, or other negative attacks. Thank you, everyone, and Universal Channel. Believe in yourselves, and it's time for you to take the power into your own hands. Galactic Federation of Light, channeled by Irina Velasquez.
Wow. Where's the
We'll post
clap
that
then?
later.
Thank you, Mama.
Thank you, Mom.
And it's interesting because Dylan had shared with us this hour-long channeling, and it's pretty accurate. Like, not all of it is true. Like, all channelings, it's been infiltrated, and it shares part truth, part just ego. But the fact that we have been doing, Mom has like redone timelines, thousands, millions, billions. It's like this is being like an 8 billion process of ascension, basically, from the separation to this moment. And that's where it's so, I'm in gratitude, and this is like this awe-inspiring moments in my day where I go, holy shit. Instead of this impatient, why isn't anything happening? And you start to tense up because like you're crying because you're being, I don't know, like the system is hurting everyone. Like yesterday I was crying over like this experiment of bottled water, and they put these iron rods to see how much chemicals was in it or how much heavy metals was in it. And it showed like the smart water black after only a few minutes. I cried that not more beings actually know this is happening. Not just water. Every single aspect of their life has been controlled so that they would serve the dark. And that's where, like, I feel that. I release that through the tears, and then I need to let it go. Because I often ask mamas, like, I'm totally lost in this, like, in-betweeny, that I don't have direction to surrender more into the unknown. So then I tap in, and it's like, Mom, what am I doing? I'm crying here. Like, what am I doing? It's like, stay in the present moment. Focus. She's like, Jerry, focus. I'm like, okay, Mom. And then the sun comes out amid the clouds. And then I just sun gaze. Because it's been raining the last 3 days. I haven't seen the sun, and I'm attached to the outside. And so the fact that it's been raining, that I can't sit on the ground, is a really kind of, it's hard for my ego to not attach to, because I ground fastest outside. Now I got to go within and ground that out another way. So I've been working a lot with the Lemurian crystals and just asking for guidance, asking for grounding, asking to assist in, like, what's the next bit? What do I need to do this next moment? Keep breathing. Okay. I breathe in love. I dissolve spinny or whatever. So it's been this process of surrender. It's like, you don't need to know what is happening externally. Do you not see how disclosure is coming out? I'm like, there's nothing happening. That's kind of my attitude. Well, have you seen all the things that have come out? No. I just want mainstream news to go, UFO scares, or holy shit, the poles have shifted. There's no need to wait for that. The solar flare is you in your awakening from the shadow into the mastery of the Siddhi. And that's enough to focus on. That's plenty, actually. You have a million thoughts a minute. So you better not think you're not busy. Stop externalizing the experience and start doing your inner work. That is where the transformation needs to happen, because you affect the collective like you do not understand. You have no idea. Neither do we, but we just keep being in service to love. Keep practicing Mom's teachings, the simple shit. That is what's going to get you to the next moment of grandness. It ain't complicated. Part of my gene key has this other gene key related to it, like intertwined on a like code level. So everything is connected, but some gene keys are interlocked with another gene key. And that other gene key is number 23, which is the 23rd gene key, has to do with the polarity of complexity, the shadow, and simplicity, the mastery. And it makes sense, because I complicate a lot of shit in my mind. And the love wants you to simplify. Simplify, simplify, simplify. If you have clutter, if you have fucking memorabilia, and Babs knows this transition, attachments, burn your shit. Babs threw away so many journals, and you know what? It slowed her down. It wasn't slowing her down. She was releasing the past. She then had this insight, this revelation that she was so attached. We all are attached. No one is exempt. And that is how it presents itself. You know what? You're not meant to be going into the next moment. You're meant to be here releasing this shit, because this shit's deep. And you are transforming for everyone else who's not releasing this shit. It's called 7 stages of grief. Right, Buddha?
That's right. I was trying to share a video. Do you have your Telegram or Skype on that?
This one, no,
Yeah.
but I mean, it is on this laptop.
I mean, I could just play it, but it's basically Fox News.
Wait, send it to Aurora Skype and I'll put it up.
But if for some reason, let's see here, I'll forward it. So it lets me do it only within Telegram.
Oh, okay. Well,
I can copy the link.
I can get Telegram up. Send it to the Divine Council.
Well, isn't this your Jerry Pie?
Well, I'm not on. This is
Oh, I see.
Dylan's. One moment.
So I'll send it to 1 second here. There we go.
Where is it?
It's in the inner council.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Let me share that screen. Okay, here we go.
This show, in the interest of accuracy, will cease referring to the White House or anything associated with it, the entire executive branch of government, as the, quote, Biden administration. And the reason we're changing is not to make a statement, but merely to reflect reality. Joe Biden, whatever his merits as a human being, has no active role in running the U.S. government. Everyone knows that, everyone pretends otherwise, but it's true. And so henceforth, we will refer to it as the, quote, Biden administration. And the reason we continue this show,
playing slides.
accuracy will cease referring to the White House or anything associated with the entire executive branch of government as the, quote, Biden administration.
There's 2 copies of it playing. So cool.
No, it's because we're on YouTube.
Oh, okay. There you go.
Excuse us, one moment. It's all a bit
Before we
mishy-mashy.
continue, this show, in the interest of accuracy, will cease referring to the White House or anything associated with the entire executive branch of government as the, quote, Biden administration. And the reason we're changing is not to make a statement, but merely to reflect reality. Joe Biden, whatever his merits as a human being, has no active role in running the U.S. government. Everyone knows that, everyone pretends otherwise, but it's true. And so henceforth, we will refer to it as the administration, the White House, the
Coming,
Harris
Biden.
administration, the third and far more radical Obama administration, this group of people that Susan Rice seems to be in control of, or whatever, something precise and accurate. But no longer will we refer to it as the Biden administration because it's not.
Bam! That's what I'm talking about. That's on Fox News, people. I mean, send that. Share that far and wide. It's on our Telegram. You know, get on with us on Telegram, please, because there is just so many nuggets on there. I mean, it's hard to keep up, really. Every time I put my phone down and look up against like over 1,000 messages, I'm like, oh my God, too much, right? But, you know, have the angels guide you. Ask for the guidance. They'll help you find whatever information that's going to help you along your path. And then share it, right? Share your awakening, share your experience. This is the war, the battlefront. This is where we have to fight this head on. And this is a new type of warfare, right? Spiritual warfare. So how do we fight it? With love. Care, bear, stare. Everywhere you go, you're like, boom, send hearts. Boom, 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 send hearts. Rainbows, boom, boom, boom. Cut energetic cords with everything that doesn't serve you anymore. Reattach your energetic cords with everything that's love, pure, whole. And boom, you're on to the next thing. You know, command your atoms into right action. I am my greatest, grandest version. Proclaim it, intend it, then act on it. And it's that simple.
Yes. And today, Georgie is doing a workshop on trauma, and we highly recommend anyone who is still stuck with these triggers that are based on childhood experiences to really jump on that, because it's a beautiful series that George has been through a lot. And so from the perspective of divine guidance through mom, he's channeling through the next phase of the healing. It's nothing like 3D healing trauma. This is 5D healing. It's a springboard that is quicker, more efficient, more heartfelt than any type of healing you've ever done. So we're grateful for that. We can post that on Telegram and on our Skype chats. So
What
we
time is
look
that?
forward to that. I feel Aurora, 8 p.m. 8 p.m.
And for Jordan?
Yeah.
6 p.m. Mountain Time. Awesome. And yeah, it's been just interesting to see the evolution of the team and honoring how we're still gonna get triggered. We all have these deep contracts where those unconscious energies need to come through our vessel in order to pop and transform. And it's interesting yesterday because it was a lot of energies and we were popping. It was many pops and then suddenly like voices between two beings would start to raise and then so they're like sparring. It's like and we're holding space. We just trust that this is what needs to come out. This is what needs to be communicated. It may not look pretty, but it's communication. And it's like, okay, well, this is what I'm feeling. And then suddenly, you know, it doesn't get resolved. Everyone kind of just like leaves it at that. And then there's this consultation, this, how is it that I'm in the wrong? Like, what happened there? And then we give our perspective. And then together as a family, we resolve it. And it might not resolve that day because this is deep, deep shit. We're talking about masculine wounding, competition, like fucking each other over many, many lifetimes. And this grace comes through us to say, it's okay. We love you, each other, just as much, even more deeply now. Because you understand, you have that compassion that we're all going through it. We're all fucking fucked. But we're divine. Get it? You are divine. It's not about this perfectionism. You are perfect. So the trauma class is just going to assist in that process to speed it up, like Mom had said, or, you know, the channeling is like, she's fucking done this timeline over and over to save as many of her children as possible and to get us there the quickest way possible. Because we were on a fast track to doomsday, Armageddon. We are self-destructive. Why? Because the ego rules that part of our being, which is the AI. It's not organic. It's not part of creation. But it's here because we manifested it. So that's where, you know, we wanted to honor Mom's energy being pushed still as she wanted it to be through these live streams. It didn't matter that Facebook or YouTube had censored us to the point where one more strike and that channel will forever not exist. Could be 10 beings watching Facebook, 5 on YouTube. But we're serving love and we are honoring that energy through these live streams. And we will keep evolving. That is our commitment. Fuck you, Facebook. Fuck you, YouTube. We are on this love train. And if you're not going to be on board, your karma is fucking coming. You know, the amount of, like, there's this talk about Jasara and Asara and the amount of times you have been censored on Facebook or like strikes is the amount of reparation, resources, money that they have to pay back to you. Did you know that? Something like that. It could be a possibility.
I'll tell you one thing. The Daily Disclosure Show is having a lot of fun being uncensored now.
Right. Oh, yep, there's many.
No holds bar. Like, let's just let it rip. And, you know, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Super small donation for a ton of uncensored content from one, you know, your 2 favorite morning people, and highly recommended. If we can put a link up, I know we'll share that eventually, but please look into it because we're just having a lot of fun with it now, with it being uncensored and just going no holds bar and just giving it to you straight. So
yep. And we honor that a lot of beings love to have it as interactive as possible. And right now, you know, you watch the recording and then you can comment afterwards. But of course, we will hit a moment where we have enough resources in order to buy that premium package so that it can be live. But until then, you know, we're just changing things up. We're making it accessible to as many beings as possible. And unless you're committed to your soul growth, you're not going to see the value.
yeah.
And yeah, it's just the way that it is evolving, because even that day that they did their first recording as a subscription-based platform, Facebook went into the subscription. Hope showed me this notification that you can now subscribe to someone and follow their posts. Like, of course they're watching. Of course they're following God. Of course it's the white hats. All this censorship, everything has already happened. They've already been made accountable. They've already gone to trial. They've already pleaded for their life. But the white hats need to keep playing this game, this show, to make everyone see how fucking ridiculous and stupid they have just conformed and followed. That's it. We know the white hats have all the main platforms. We know that the satellite is up, ready for the EBS. It doesn't look like it, but it is already happening. It's just 3D physical manifestation is like this slow version of what we already feel in the 5D, which all of it is us. We're here, we're there, we are multidimensional beings. We're our future. We are time travelers into this present moment because we had to come back and redo this whole scene again. It's like, cut, these are your lines, read it, that's it. Don't change it. Don't be thinking you know better.
Change is the only constant. If you can't come to grips with that, you are going to quickly fall behind. You're going to continue to trip over yourself. You're not going to evolve because you don't want change. And change is what's happening. And everything's evolving. And all we can do at this point is encourage you to get more involved. You know, it goes beyond watching the live streams. I mean, at least start with sharing this stuff. You know we're being censored everywhere we go. You know, do your part and share it. Do your part and make a donation, small or big. You know, all these little things add up. And together we can do anything. You know, no one is alone in all of this. It's about your empowerment, about you taking your power back and doing something with this newfound energy. You know, so we are honored. We're grateful. We'll be back tomorrow morning. George will be back at 4 and then do his masterclass afterwards. So full day again of live streams and masterclasses. Thank you, Mom. That's how she taught us to be. And we're so grateful because never a dull moment. Get involved, get active, get excited. Joy reigns. Love is one. We love you.
5,
6,
6, 7, 8.
Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Hey, hey, hey. Love has won and joy reigns. Na 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 na.
Joy!
Na 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 na.
Joy reigns!